Hi everyone, well I'm a tarot reader, here are some tarot cards, but today we're going to do something a bit different. It seems to me that if you work with cards and if you work with this thing of using shuffled, randomized cards to help you get through your day, sooner or later it's going to occur to you that you can use tarot cards to help you get your head in order to face the day in a way that isn't specifically esoterical or magic. Now, I'll tell you what I mean. I have developed two packs of cards, and both of them live in this old tea caddy. So first of all, I want to tell you about my prioritizing cards, okay? Now, they are the less glamorous of the two sets, but what I want to hopefully inspire you to do is to, take back control and become DIY and just create things that you think are going to make your life easier, and just create things that you need. You don't have to buy things in shops. You don't have to wait for someone else to create something for you. Wake up one morning and think, oh, I need that. I'm going to make it for myself. So, okay, first of all, my prioritizing cards. Let me tell you about myself. I'm a creative person. I live a rich emotional life. I have moods. I'm more or less on top of them. I'm not exactly depressive, but some days I feel good, some days I feel less good. I'm self-employed. I have a studio, but I work from home and from my studio. I don't have an employer. My time is unstructured. Now, this idea of a pack is designed for people whose time is naturally less structured. But I think you can use it if you have a 9-to-5 job and you're actually multitasking in the ways that you might if you were holding down a job and you also had other duties and things to get through. I think if you're multitasking a lot, if you're achieving a lot, if you're fitting a lot in, you probably don't need something like this deck, because you're probably jamming everything in and you're probably so efficient that you're probably operating at a far higher speed of efficiency than I am. But let me tell you about this. Now, say, for example, you have 6 things to do in the day. Go to post office, clean the floor, write my novel, make a video, call my accountant, pay my tax bill. 1, 2, 3. That's 6. Okay. Now that's quite a lot. Some of those things are going to take an hour. Some of those things are going to take 20 minutes. It might be possible to fit them all into one day. But if you're faffing around, unsure of which to do first, you can waste a lot of time. So let's do this. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Now you use your priority cards. And these are terribly unglamorous. I've just got these, I think they're called crystal cards, aren't they? They haven't even got round corners. I just got them in a stationer's shop. I've made about 13. Don't usually use 13, but let's get A, B, C, D, E, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's A, B, C, D, E, F. And also, because I'm such a clever devil, I've got an extra joker card which says forgotten thing on it, because I've found whenever I do this exercise, as soon as I do the exercise, I found there's something I forgot. So this is the card for the thing you forgot. Pop it in the pack, shuffle the pack, and deal. C. This is your order for the day. Novel. B. Floor. 3. Forgotten thing. F. Tax bill. D. Video. A. Post office. And E. accountant, and I just want to add that actually I wouldn't be able to do this all in one day. If I was shooting a video, I think that would probably exclude things like going to the post office and cleaning the floor. But, this is just for the sake of argument. So now you have a plan for your day. The question is, are we doing something magical or are we doing something completely sort of psychological? This reduces choice. And if you have less choice, you have, in a sense, less danger of falling into, what I call emotional introspection. I sometimes do find, when I shuffle my cards, I ask my spirit guides to give me the perfect order of events. And I sometimes find that the order that I get suits my day, suits the mood, and suits the sort of the chaos factors that come into the day, the unforeseen elements that come into the day. It may be that you needed to call the accountant later because she was out in the first half of the day. It may be that you needed to write your novel first thing before your mind got clouded. But that's just an example. You can also modify it. You can say, I decide that the novel is the first priority, and I'm going to use the cards to prioritize my other tasks for the day. You can also say, I need task A or B to happen before 11 o'clock, like, for example, going to the post office. And so you can be as creative as you want. But I have to say, I use these cards a lot. And, I'm pretty mad, but I'm less mad when I use these cards. Okay, now these are a bit more exciting and a bit more glamorous, a bit more fun. These are my morning cards, also known as my anti-depressive cards. And I made them myself. Look, I got these much, much nicer index cards. Things have, you can do so much with Google, can't you? I found these at Amazon in a lovely box. 150 of these. They're called white index cards. And they've got lovely round corners, so no fussing with special corner punching machines. I got 150 of these for about five or 6 euros. So excellent progress. Now my morning cards, my antidepressive cards are this. I was listening to a podcast by a lovely spiritual person, and this person said, it's not such big news, but this person pointed out that if you wake up in the morning and you say, I am depressed, that'll affect your brain chemistry and you won't have such a good day. If you wake up in the morning and say to yourself and have the thought, I am excited, that will affect your brain chemistry and you will have a better day. So I know we can't control our mood. We can't really control how we wake up in the morning. Well, maybe we could, but that would be quite a sophisticated process. What I decided I would have is like a whole pack of cards made by myself, and each one of these cards has a good thought in it. They're not really affirmation cards. They're much snappier than that. It's either a noun or an adjective. Look, I've got lucky. I would love to wake up thinking today I'm going to be lucky. Happy. Resourceful, guided, powerful, blessed, loving, successful. Now, obviously, and some of them are nouns as well. There's laughter, there's inner child, there's inspiration. Now, clearly, life isn't always hearts and flowers, is it? It's not always a bed of roses. And I'm not saying that if you draw one of these cards, it'll necessarily come true. But for me, the exercise works like this. I draw a card and I see how I respond to it. If I draw powerful, I might think to myself, oh no, I really don't feel powerful. And so in a way, I accept that my task for the day is to at least consider the feeling of being powerful. Have I felt powerful in the past? Maybe I could remember the times in the past when I felt powerful. inspiration, I can't really demand inspiration. Well, I could, but that's, again, a slightly different practice. But I could say, well, I'm going to be open to the possibility of inspiration. I'm going to, in a sense, look around for it in my life, and I'm going to get to the end of the day and say, well, where was the inspiration? For example, I drew the card encouragement the other day, and I got to the end of the day and I thought, well, where was the encouragement in that day? And I realized that I had actually, without really thinking about it, I'd given encouragement to someone else, and I had supported someone else who was feeling encouraged by her life. And I had sort of said, yes, that's so great. And I had sort of added to that. I'd resonated with that encouragement which she was going through. So, we are all one. It may be that you'll experience these things, or you'll think about these things, or you'll resonate with these things in relationship to someone else. And I can say that it actually makes it easier for me to get up in the morning if I know that I'm going to do this little game with myself, because it's something to look forward to. So I started off with I made a list of about 25 qualities, and then over the course of the next weeks, I would add 1 or 2 or 3 cards per day as these things occurred to me. I think they should come from you. I'm not going to give you my list. Write them down as a list. Otherwise, you'll find that you put your favorite words into the pack more than once, like, inspiration or something. So write them down in a list, and then check that you're not making double cards. Just want to show you something nice here. I've got some magic markers. I just want to show you how easy it is to decorate the back. It doesn't have to be perfect. Not only does it not have to be perfect, but imperfection is stylish. Okay. It really doesn't quite matter how this works out. Because if they all are in the same ballpark, they're going to look cute. So look, that's my card. It's as easy as that. It's as simple as that. And, all my cards look a bit different. But the difference between them is part of the charm. So live online, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to think of a quality I haven't yet put into my pack. I have a nice thick pen here, a 1mm pen. What are we going to say? Here's a quality that isn't in my pack yet, maybe because I'm a Leo. That's quite an advanced quality to have in your morning cards, isn't it? But, it might calm you down, and, it might help you from... it might prevent you from having one of those days when you get cross, because you might get an attack of entitlement, mightn't you? And think, that restaurant wasn't good enough for me. Or, why don't I have more subscribers? And then that card comes up. Be humble, you bitch. And then you slip it into the pack, don't you? And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, those were my 2 homemade decks. As you can see, one very much more glamorous and chic than the other, but both very useful. So I challenge you, ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you to make decks of your own which fulfill your needs precisely. Just have a quiet moment and ask yourself, what deck do I need to make my life better? And then sit down and make it. You have been watching Robert Farrar's Tea and Tarot, a bit off-piste this week, but nevertheless still about cards of a sort. I'll be back next week with more of this stuff. Bye for now.